That's
Get it!
Oh no! What the fuck are we doing? Oh god!
Get it!
TV Arc 3, catch up.
TV R3, we're over here. Okay, so I just realized I have the window paused. There we go. Hi everyone. What the hell are we doing? We're back. Teef in chat. Teefer in chat. If you've been around long enough, you know where that's from. I don't even remember.
It
just started,
Heart, wasn't it?
I
think it was from Rio's Heart game.
Oh, it was! Oh my god.
Oh
It's
my
been
god,
forever.
I was in that.
Shit.
Yeah, I was too.
The maestro
really
of
bad at
rollers
this.
themselves. Yeah.
Yeah. Woo.
Wow.
Okay, so we are gonna start streaming again, hopefully persistently, at least for DV. We are starting Arc 3 of this game. So this game's been going for a little over a year now. It was last December, the previous.
Oh.
But we went through all of that in a year.
Wow.
Time.
So even with, everything going on and lives imploding and everything in the world coming to a halt.
James
Yeah.
is having a crisis.
Yeah, he is. I can see it.
Just carry on. I'll catch up.
We'll keep going. So we tell these stories in arcs. It allows us to have a rotating player lineup. So you will notice some folks who have been here from the beginning, which the only one of those is Cyrus at this point as far as characters go, with Ava.
True.
Leech has been here since the beginning as well, but he likes to be a bastard and switch characters every arc. For the novelty, right?
Yeah, it's just fun to
Why not?
get through the pile of 13 backups. Let's just...
It's a good testing ground for them. James is back, and then Bree we have returning from Arc 2, and then there's this weird person right below me on the overlay, and I don't know what the fuck they're doing here. But
Neither do I.
Gremlin.
that's fair.
Probably shouldn't be here, but
So Ada has joined us. I did some pre-arc stuff with them, talking about some of the things that have carried over from the previous stories. The stories are connected, but in a way that makes sense for a very wide universe. So if you've never seen Delta Velorum, welcome, because it's chaos and you've missed a lot, and at the same time you haven't missed anything. Which is kind of
Bear
true.
in mind, robots are bad. AI
Robots are bad. There's this
you think
thing.
robots are bad?
Robots are
That's
bad.
your opinion.
There's an AI that has a body that's just running around now.
It's hot as fuck with wings, and it's confusing if they're all evolved.
Everyone's confused about that. It's D&D 5e rule set in space with my own extreme tinkering because I can't leave well enough alone. I can't stop myself. So this is where we're at. This begins a couple of months after the end of Arc 2. So those who were around for Arc 2, which is Echo and Ava, everyone kind of went off and did their own things after they walked into something really weird and creepy and saw weird creatures, and it's a little bit much. They went into something called the Sim. I'm not gonna try to explain it because they don't even fully understand what went on there. So why don't we do this? On the overlay, I have y'all set up with your cameras and everything. We'll do character introductions, but note that everyone is starting on the planet Drez. Drez is kind of an artsy part of the universe. There's a lot of crafters and body mods and cybernetics that can happen, and you can buy all kinds of cool shit, and it's usually overpriced. There's also a really wide nightlife on Drez, so we're going to kind of start there. I have an opening set up. They all got that prior to the game, so we'll go through that. But why don't we introduce starting with Ada? Who are you playing?
I was hoping to God that you would not start with
You
me.
are right below me on the overlay,
I am
so
aware.
fuck you. You have to go.
Yeah, do I have to do it with the accent?
No,
Because thank fuck. I can wait.
that's
with
your
it.
choice. That's your choice.
No, I'm mostly asking Cyrus at this point. I'm playing Coralie. That, how do I explain him? How do I explain him? He's a human looking, I would say, dude with a long brown hair in a low ponytail, one mechanic eye. What do I say? What do I just say? How he looks?
Yeah, you
I
can,
don't know what I say.
if you want to say what class you're playing.
He is a gadgeteer / gunslinger.
Hell yeah.
With quite a lot of guns quite visibly on him, and probably a couple not visible on him.
One in the boot.
Yeah, he has a large coat for this exact reason. So he has many pockets to fit many guns. Yeah.
Did you want to mention the...
Oh, right. Yeah. Kind of floating, kind of around his head, just kind of floating around, is a little white cube. That if you would overhear it, sometimes talks to him, and he talks back. So apparently there's something with that.
Yep.
Probably an AI, for those that know what that is.
Hi. James is leaving.
I was waiting
He's out.
for it.
He's out. Also, did you want to mention the connection to Ava?
Yes, if one looks quickly at Ava and Coralie, it's a little hard to tell which one is which at first, because they are pretty much identical. There's a little bit more testosterone in Coralie, but not that much.
Oh!
Isn't that the accurate way to describe him, though?
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. Sibling
He's
energy.
slightly more masculine, but he's still a pretty feminine guy.
You kind of just have to look for the boobs, and then that one's Ava.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wait for
This
the
is
number.
happening. This is
Or for
happening.
the business
So-
card.
But yeah, look
Yeah.
for the one who's holding business cards.
There we go. Yeah. He's trying to sneak business cards into everyone's pockets because...
Oh, the one with the little white AI floating around them. I feel like
That
that's a lot
too.
easier
There
to
you go.
find.
I don't know, it depends how lucky you are, really.
So yeah, for the first time we have siblings in a game, which is fun. So Coralie has been the one talking to Ava through some of the arcs. There have been little instances of that, getting messages or whatever the equivalent of a phone call would be in this universe.
Desperately trying
No,
to get...
not a phone call. Just texting
No.
and then
Just texting,
ghosting
yeah.
for 2 months.
Desperately
Little
been
messages.
trying to get answers sometimes from this lady who refuses to explain what the fuck she's been doing.
Fair enough.
What is Corley text like? Is it like full maximum emojis Twitch, or is it like a
It's
sensible
more
human
like
being?
it's more like the maximum amount of exclamation marks or question marks you can have at pretty much any text.
Like at some point the data pad is just like, nah, we ain't doing this, bruh. Stop it.
And he does not respect the idea of not sending more than one message at a time. He will send about 30.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
And then Ava will respond with like, oops, I was gone for a while, and then like sunglasses emoji and like peace emoji.
I left my messenger logged in. That's it. That's all you get.
Yeah.
It's just-
Wow.
Oh, that's real. Okay. All right. So then Ava, who's been with us from the beginning, played by
Mhm.
Cyrus.
Ava is also a human-ish looking person with brown hair and a high ponytail and a big red coat with a lot of guns, some hidden and some not.
Spot the differences. They're few.
Spot the difference.
That's fair. That's fair.
She's a gunslinger laserist. So she shoots things.
She shoots things.
And mainly been spending the last couple months looking at body mods and drinking.
That is
She's not
also
really done.
legit.
She's barely done anything. She's kind of just been coping and drinking, and considering a body mod, sending like the info to her brother, and her brother immediately going, no, overpriced. No, not safe. So she hasn't really done anything.
Just considering.
Yeah.
While drinking. Those always go together.
Yes, a lot of handing out business cards and drinking.
Okay, I have to ask. Just because, yeah, I can see Leech's face too, trying to do that calculation. How many times is she successful in this?
Not in the business cards. They don't usually work that well. When she actually uses her, like, actually asks people, that works, but, business cards, that's not a good trick to use.
But still does it.
Well. Still does it, because one day it's going to work, and it's going to be amazing.
And that's going to be the payoff.
It's gonna be really funny when it works.
Yes.
So,
Just do what, conspiracy theorists do. You just keep moving the goalpost until it works, and then you're like, see, I was right!
Whoa. God damn.
I know, right?
Call out.
This is where I spend most of my time. It's terrifying. Okay, so then let's talk about X, James.
So X is 9 feet tall, bright orange skin, luminescent red eyes, Vifani ancestry, which will be familiar for anybody that remembered Morgan. Same kind of ancestry. I like the stat block, to be perfectly honest, so it works well. I don't know why you're falling for that face, Cyrus. They are a level 6 Bard Cleric multiclass. It's my first time multiclassing, so please bear with. And they are undressed to simply buy a new suit, which you'll see them in their character token. They know a really good tailor, and they got some fancy new material, and they were like, I know just who to take it to. And oh my god, they do the best suits, right? And they just got, we've got the bow tie just perfect, with the suit's just so crisp with a high collar, and they're soft, and it's got a couple of hidden gun pockets, which are always important, because when you're dressed to kill, sometimes you really have to kill to be dressed to kill. Otherwise the saying just doesn't really make sense, and you get the idea.
Damn, that was a lot.
That was a lot. I love it so much.
They have a little bowler hat with a red ribbon around it.
Mm-hmm.
of course.
Oh my
Dapper
god.
as
Oh,
fuck.
it's like bespoke.
Oh yeah.
It's
You
gorgeous.
don't have to dress if you're not going to get it bespoke. Come on, I mean, when you're charging these kind of prices, you know it is the best kind of thing you've got to buy, and you travel all this way, and you just have to do it. I mean, come on, I sat on like 2 shuttles for this shit. I know it's going to be good.
Incredible. This is where we're at. Okay, Echo.
Hi, I'm Echo. Y'all remember from Arc 2. I'm sorry, I'm half
That was incredible.
still processing what would just happen.
You're good. You're good.
Echo is a level 6 tiefling war mage. Woohoo! I love her very much. She has, at the end of last arc, she had a spell book from a certain, maybe ally, maybe not ally.
Who you
at
haven't
this
seen
point.
again.
Yeah.
Who's been turned
And-
loose into the universe with an
She's of
entire
the
group
opinion-
of people.
She's of the opinion he wanted to die, so
He did
if
say
he's-
that.
He's free if he chose to do that. And that's his business, not hers. She has been keeping an eye out because she does have his spell book, and like if you're gonna try to find somebody who has something of yours, like
I'm
obviously
terrified.
but I think beyond like reading through the spell book, contemplating whether she should have taken a level in wizard to learn those spells, and I think the only person from R2 she would have kept in touch with is Miss, purely because they're both from Lakshay.
That's fair.
But I think she's mostly been just trying not to think about it too much, because that's a I can't think of what it's called now. Existential crisis waiting to happen. And she's
I
not that
appreciate
kind of
the
person.
compression. Everyone who
not-
went through Arc 2 is like, nah.
She's not very wise. I love her. She's not very wise. So she's not thinking about that. She's like she probably spent some time at home and then was like, okay, this is boring. I need a job or something to do or something to learn or something, and probably left, and that's how she ended up here.
Okay. And then last but certainly not least, poor Leech, who's been with me since like day one. I don't know if it says more about him or me that he keeps sticking around.
Plead the fifth.
It's been like 4 years, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 4 years last year. That's horrifying and also amazing.
Yeah.
So.
I'm only on year 2.
It kind of feels like more, not gonna lie.
I know, right? It's crazy.
That's the magic time dilation of the pandemic. That's just
Right, time means nothing.
Too real.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Father Luther, let's talk about this one.
Yes.
I can't
This
wait.
time, Father Luther Garrett 13 is unsurprisingly a Vect.
Do you want to explain Vect a little bit from the way that you understand him as a player?
That's
Kind
a
of
no.
I get that like a very much a Warforged vibe from them. For those familiar with vanilla D&D, they were a sort of subservient robot species, I guess, and then some but not all robots experienced a kind of awakening called the Spark, a sort of
Right.
inciting event that gave some number of them effectively a soul and consciousness, and then that caused a whole lot of problems, and they had to pass a law to give them freedom because now they're like sentient and it's a whole thing. But so they don't have a home world, and they don't have a. So there's a lot of them are finding their way still, although some of them have been awake for like thousands of years.
Right. They're kind of I see them as like a blend between the Warforged and the Geth from Mass Effect. Just like they were created to be subservient, like you said, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, they're thinking for themselves. What the fuck do we do now? Panic, war, and then everyone calms the hell down after hundreds of years, and this is where we're at now. They're fully a part of the DV universe. They're not entirely uncommon. Like Ava bumped into one in the very first arc. The person who hired that group to go find her friend was a Vect. Disguised, because there are still prejudices as far as like fear that they should just still be robots, kind of a thing. So what about, tell us about Father Luther a little bit.
He is clearly of the older models of Vect, and he's kind of kept himself going. Like his arms don't match, and neither of his arms match the like actual chassis of his body. Like he's clearly been repaired and things have been changed. He wears like trousers and a tactical vest and a sort of head wrap for the sake of fitting in with other people by wearing clothes. But he has no nose or mouth, just eyes, because he was a robot. You don't need a service machine to speak. So when he talks, you can see like the membrane of a speaker, his actual throat moving rather than any mouth or nose. He carries a really quite large looking backpack sort of crate thing on his back that he's just very sort of protective of. But yeah, he's big and old and weird. And yeah, he's a ancestral Vect cultural Starwood elf, but in the way Starwood elves were like a couple of thousand years ago.
Right. When they had their
he's
own like culture and lineage, yeah.
And he's a ranger rogue. He's just a bit
Hell yeah.
creaky, clanky, creepy dude.
So amazing. Oh my gosh. The universe, as a quick reminder to everyone here and anyone watching or anyone who sees the recording later, it is 5e rule based, but instead of race, we did ancestry and culture. I pulled in Starfinder. There's like a whole document. If you want to see it, it's a hot fucking mess, but you can look at it. I rewrote a bunch of stuff. I liked a lot of the Starfinder racers, so we've had Skittermanders and we've had Rothians from the Dark Matter setting that this is loosely based on. It's a whole fucking blender of nonsense, and yet we're still playing it. So this will be good. I had asked you all to find a reason why your character would go to Drez. Some of them have mentioned why they would be there. Typically what we do in the beginning of arcs is I railroad them only a little bit to get them all in the same place, because otherwise, fuck it. They would have no reason to be there. So I just said, get to Drez. They're in the nightlife sector of the planet, and which is... You would think of it almost, we would want to say, like, you're in this part of, the city on the planet. The planet's almost divided into sectors or areas. So you have, like, the artsy sector, and then you can go over to the nightlife sector, and then you can go shopping, and there's, like, a giant shopping. It's just, people live on Drez, too, but it's much more communal. There are a lot of gardens and farms, and this is it's a nice place to be. You all are here. So, hopefully your map works. Please tell me the map works.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fabulous. Fantastic.
Ooh. Wow.
This cool?
Yeah.
I have one that moves, but Foundry doesn't like it. The lights like pulse and do all kinds of cool shit, but anyways, make sure that you can move your tokens, hopefully.
Sorry. You can use the arrow keys too if you want.
Yeah.
I was trying to find my...
That's why Echo was doing like a two-step, because I was having fun.
I was trying to find my little bar music here. Here we go. Oh boy. Is it still not working, James?
Oh no, I'm all good.
It works? Okay, just making sure. All right, cool. So this is where they have started, and I gave them all kind of an opening situation. So you are in the nightlife sector of Drez. The everything here moves. It's lights and color, and there's sound coming out of a bunch of clubs and bars. There's crowds of people walking all over the place, talking, eating, laughing. You do see some like law enforcement, but it's more like just to make sure someone doesn't climb a scaffolding or knock a neon sign over, pee on a wall or whatever. It's mostly just there to make sure everyone's having a good drunken time instead of a stupid drunken time. Drez's night. There's a very, very, very thin line. They're there to make sure no one steps over that. I'll say you do occasionally see someone get hauled away, just like sternly talking to a ticket, and then they walk off, and they're like, okay, I'll pay it, and then just stumble into another bar. People have all kinds of reasons to be here. Maybe they're here to dance or drink like you would expect. Maybe they are here to see a band. Maybe they're here to hang out with people. It really just, it varies greatly. The nightlife sector here mimics the velvet punk glittery buzz of the only slightly grimy neon flickering over slick black pavement. Whatever original aesthetic the builders of this area meant, it has long capitulated to the ever-changing desires of thrill-seeking populations. Titillation is the goal for most. Or drunkenness. Take your pick. The black streets stretch past the point of your vision, between the bars promising decadent cocktails and dance floors packed with waving arms and studded leather are shops big and small. Ammo, clothing, trinkets, jewelry, tattooers, body modders, and tiny kiosks full of every kind of food you can imagine are available. as you start to leave your destination, from wherever you were coming from, I have a couple of questions for you all. One, for Ava and Corley, are you currently together?
I'd assume that I'm currently looking for her in the
Okay.
crowds of this place, with probably a half-eaten burrito in my hand that I just bought at one of these kiosks.
Fair. Totally fair. The first arc, it was ramen, because we had Finn, so...
Yes.
No, it's apparently a burrito.
This was
It's a
actually
burrito.
the ramen
Okay.
map.
It is, I know. I didn't have another nightlife one, so I just went back to it. Okay, so I'll say that you two managed to see each other across the street.
Ava's probably like a bit busy trying to like pick which bar to go to tonight. Probably she's not the most observant. So she's kind of just wandering.
Okay.
Probably hasn't seen Corley yet.
It's easy enough to do here, and it's easy to get lost in a crowd. Sometimes you need to like find higher ground to just see people because there's so many people. And obviously I wasn't going to pack the map with tokens. You can imagine it easily enough. Think like crowded streets of Las Vegas kind of a thing. You know, just all kinds of people moving in and out. Occasionally someone will fly overhead and, you know, like drop in and try to cut the line or do whatever. It's kind of a weird, cool setting. Echo, I will say that you do see Ava. And then strangely someone who looks like Ava. And you're like, did I miss
Oh, no.
something?
Yeah. She's like,
Do I
oh no,
get
there's two of
confused?
them.
There's two of them, Doc. Where is
That's
Father
one more, not
Luther coming from?
Probably like away from a stall, having traded for some like ridiculously specific like watch gears or something. Some like a purchase that would make no sense considering he's not wearing a watch, and it's clearly not a part.
That's
Like
fair.
it wouldn't be a replacement part for him, but it's like lots of scuttling between these little stores trying to find these like weirdly specific random bits of bob, diodes and what have you.
Okay. And what about X?
X would probably be whichever bar is most heaving and busy. They would
Okay.
be dancing in and out of the crowd, probably queuing at an entrance trying to get into one at this time of night, tapping their feet and kind of loudly huffing that they're having to wait in line.
Not in this suit. I don't wait in this suit.
Don't you see I'm too rich to wait?
Oh my gosh. So I got them all here. I just kind of wanted to make sure that we all had the same setup. They are all in the same corner. There's every corner here just is packed with people and things going on. So as you all kind of start to, and there's also no traffic in this part because it's like, why would we bother? Someone's going to get hit because someone's going to stumble into the street. So there's no cars. You can just walk wherever you want. And as you all start to kind of slowly gather in the middle, a heavily pierced woman shoves paper tickets into your hand. Odd. Paper's not really a thing. It's very strange. They're bright green, like lime green, ridiculously green. And she starts shoving them into everyone's hands, and she goes, "Just tonight, Splattergot's here, and it's gonna be wild!" And she's just shoving tickets into people's hands. Free show, free show, free show. You get a ticket. You get a ticket. This is where we're at.
I take a look at the note and see if, like, is it a band? Is it...
Okay,
Fuck
so
Splattergot?
this is fun. Yeah, we're gonna do our first roll, actually. So if everyone will make an intelligence check for me.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh, hell yeah. We're doing it. We're doing it. Fuck yeah. Roll them dice.
no, I got a 3.
A 3. Oh, great.
19!
Woo.
16.
7.
Okay.
6.
Oh no. Well, you know what? This matches up actually pretty decently. So Echo and X definitely. You're immediately like, holy shit. And Echo, you're like, what the fuck? This is like the Bjork of Drez. She is an insane.
Oddly specific.
I know.
Perfect.
It conjures up an exact image, doesn't it? She's like the Bjork of Dress. She hasn't performed in years. Some people said she was dead. She's shown back up, apparently. She is a Skittermander, a black and white kind of spotted Skittermander who wears these insane wild costumes. Like old Lady Gaga meat dress crazy, like just Bjork Swan. And she has this, she plays all the instruments herself. So the costumes have to have extra arms and legs and all kinds of things going on. So basically this is a free ticket to go see someone. It's like going to go see the Bjork Rolling Stones of Drez.
I mean, obviously, X has a couple of their outfits just in quadruped form with single set of arms, single set of legs. They have a couple of, tribute outfits of theirs back in the wardrobe at home, but you've just to die for. There are like 10 made, and they were absolutely fantastic. They had to fist fight like 2 people for them, but it was so worth it. Yeah, the cut took a couple of months for healing. Yeah, the nose doesn't quite sit right after that for a while. But I can't wear it out, obviously, but oh my god, it looks so perfect in there. I mean, I've got one suit bag, and then I put a suit bag on a suit bag just to make sure that no dust actually gets on it, because dust would lower value by at least 100 credits bare minimum per note of dust, right?
I'm gonna suffocate.
These monologues are probably the best thing ever, actually.
So suffice to say that X is excited.
I'm going to suffocate from laughter.
Yeah, this is a
this
big,
point, it's like
big
trying
deal.
to snatch tickets out of anybody's hand that isn't them, and then they kind of follow the path of where this Pierce Lade's gone through, and spot Ava, and not Ava, and the other two, and just kind of stops for a minute, and then just tilts her head and goes, huh. And then carries on being incredibly excited.
Do I notice this?
Yeah.
Giant orange creature.
You would notice, because they're at least a head taller than everyone else for the most part.
I want to slowly start pushing my way in towards them.
Okay.
In the crowd. Just kind of linger, like, close behind, but... Yeah.
It's gonna make an awful joke,
being...
I'm not going to.
Being approached, X would probably, again, towering at least a foot or so above a good chunk of the crowd, just kind of push way around and circle around Ava, just go, pretty, heavily armed. That's how I like it. I see you've got a ticket too.
I mean, I think everyone in the area, maybe a whole city, has a ticket, so yes, I have a ticket.
I suppose we should maybe hurry along then. Do you have anybody to take?
And she actually starts looking around.
Now that Corley spots Ava and realizes that she has a friend with her, or at least what he assumes to be a friend or someone he knows, he's gonna yell, Evangelina!
Shithead. What?
Hey. He's gonna send the glowing cube to her and start spinning around her head.
I just grab it out of the air and shove it in my pocket.
Hey, that's rude. I'm gonna start walking over.
Why,
Give
when
it
did
back.
you... Wait, no, when did you get here?
Like a day ago?
What?
I've been trying to find you. You're not easy to find.
Well, I have it. Well, I'm not the best at answering, but you could have messaged me.
No! I sent you 3 messages. Look.
Oh, that's true, you did. Yeah. That's good.
Oh my god, it's too real. It's too real!
I asked you where you are and you didn't answer, so I tried to find you.
I mean, I was a bit drunk. I can have the shit thing back.
True. Here again.
This is, orange.
Oh,
Morning,
sorry.
Orange.
The name's X, darling. It's a pleasure to meet you. And just kind of bends down slightly and offers one very long hand with perfectly manicured nails.
I take it and give it a good shake and squeeze. Is this an illusion?
One could say time is an illusion. I mean,
No,
who knows?
this is a question for the DM. Is this an illusion?
I'm sorry, I got stuck in the. I got stuck in the moment. I don't know, X.
There is no discernible difference in the level of... You're touching the hand, and you can't... It's not like an obvious your hand is going through an image or anything like that.
But it's a different texture that I would have imagined.
No, it feels like the Varney's skin. It's that slightly reptilian, not... Again, it's like reptilian. It's not dry and tacky, but it's not wet either. It's just slightly smooth to the touch.
Snake skin.
You would recognize it as the Varney skin if you've ever touched it before. There's nothing there. Yeah.
Their hand just eats yours. It's just like it's so big that it is. Okay.
I think the flying white cube would get Father Luther's attention. If
I was gonna ask. Okay.
And some shouting, probably.
And some
also.
shouting and echo. Are you just seeing all of this from the corner? Like, the fuck?
She was starting to approach until the orange creature approached, and then she kind of stopped.
Okay.
She was like, if Ava's here and we're getting weird things, something weird's about to happen.
I will
just
say,
know
as you all are kind of converging, and again, this is the kind of railroading that I kind of have to do for the sake of my sanity as the GM, and they're all very aware of that. That the tattooed, pierced lady, she's of elven ancestry, but you can tell that it's kind of it's been truncated by all these piercings, and like she's got half of her head shaved and the other half is like long, and the hair's down to her butt, and it's like bright blue.
My heart.
But there's streaks of like red and purple, and it all clashes, but it all kind of works too.
Corey's definitely keeping an eye on where she's going, and just keeping an eye on her. Really.
Okay. Yeah, and she's taller than, probably the average being that's on the street, but she's not X tall. She's probably 6.5, 7 feet. So there's something, you're not sure if it's like heels or what's, but she's also, there's a kind of like a group of punks and like a culture, like an underground culture vibe on Dres. They're known as either velvet goths or glitter punks, and they are very successful in kind of that, think like Bowie style, very 70s like velour but with lots of tattoos and piercings. They stand out from a crowd, and they're usually the ones who are organizing these crazy events that are happening. They're the ones running the clubs or slinging drinks. If they're the ones you go to if you want to find drugs. Like, these are the people who know the planet inside and out. And you don't see them very often outside of Dres. They usually stick to these kind of areas. So as she's like shepherding people and getting them to go, you are actually going to the west. So you are, you're going this direction this way. So as that's happening, and she's, but you notice something that actually, Leech is gone for a second. So I'll have everyone else roll perception.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is, one of my skills.
I'll move him along too.
Oh, hell yeah. 16.
16.
17.
That drives.
Nice.
2.
6. Oh no. Let me see if I can roll for him here.
I'm busy.
There we go.
I like
oh,
that.
8. Well, there we go. We're just rolling perception, Leech, because this lady is like shuffling people along. X and Ava, you notice that she is okay. X, she is picking people who are dressed to stand out, or who stand out in a certain way. So, like, for you,
that
it's
obviously
like,
makes
oh,
sense.
Well, of
Yes,
course.
quite clearly.
Of course.
Yes.
That's the
Nobody
conclusion
else
that
is
you
worthy.
come to.
Come on.
Ava, you notice that that you and Corley are probably the most heavily armed of the people who are being shepherded in. For the most part, these just look like nightlife people. They're out. They're also, for the most part, not tipsy. They're not drunk. There's no inebriation that you can see. She seems to want an attentive audience. There's only about 50 of you. So out of the thousands of people milling around, it looked scattershot, but it seems to be purposeful. So, I have to ask this just because, Father Luther, that little white thing that was hovering in the air, what do you think about that?
I think it's of interest because it's a machine that seemed to be behaving kind of on its own. So Corley didn't give it an order. It was sort of a go and do it, and it flew off. So it's that moment of like, that's interesting and unusual. It's not a service robot. It's making choices for itself, and also it's like shiny and new, which is like of interest.
Okay. What is he doing as this lady is shepherding people? Is he going willingly? Is it curiosity? Is it?
I think he's probably being carried along by the crowd at this point. Like he'd got whatever little like electronic doodad it was, turned around, got this handed to him, and then because he was paying attention to this flying white orb, is then being kind of carried along in the wake of people like moving around. Okay. He's very like trying to like duck and move and keep people away from like the big box on his back, so he's having to just go where the crowd is taking him because he's lost sort of he can't anchor himself anymore because everyone is moving.
Okay. I'll say that you wind up next to Echo. You wind up next to this blue ancestral tiefling. What is, just out of, again, curiosity, just to set the scene, what is Echo wearing? Like, how does she appear when she's here?
Probably because she knew where she was going. She probably isn't dressed in her normal like field work kind of dress. She's probably dressed more like she's out for a night.
Mm-hmm.
She does have a bag though on her back because she doesn't leave the spell book anywhere that isn't on her because in case. Yeah.
Fair.
And I think, and she does have her short sword, which is like, it's like it's a short sword. It's flavored that it looks like a blade that's like lit up.
Nice.
Just probably on her back.
Okay.
But she's dressed more casually, like she's out for a night.
To kind of fit in with everyone else. Yeah, totally. Does she actively look for Raziel anywhere she goes?
I think for a while she did. I don't think she does now.
Okay.
I think she's calmed more down, but at the beginning she was very much like, we didn't do what he wanted us to, and he's gonna kill us if he finds us. And I have his spell book, and he probably knows that. But I think it's been a few months since she started to calm down about it.
Okay. She's never seen him. She's never seen any note of him. And as a brief aside, because no one asked and I was waiting for it, those of you who met Zyos, he has stayed on Sci-Fi with Verity. So he has decided to stick beside a person that he deems as very smart and also not great with people. And he's not great with people. So he figures they'll be okay sitting in a room silently for hours on end and not kill each other. But you do, Ava, you do occasionally hear from him. He'll ask really weird questions like, what is the purpose of tinfoil?
Oh, amazing.
It's like fucking, what is the purpose for rubber duck?
Yeah. He's just very curious, but he's like, Verity won't answer me, and she just tells me to go look it up, and I don't want to. So I thought maybe you could, as a normal person, could tell me more.
Ava finds it very amusing, but does in detail explain as far as she can.
Correctly? Does she give him the correct answer? Or does she fuck with him
She
a little
does.
bit? She fucks with him?
No, she can
No.
guess the correct answer.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I know.
Aw. Okay, so just as an aside, Zyos is the AI that they met who wanted a body and then got his own back somehow. They haven't figured that one out yet. Okay, so as you get shuffled along this alley, and the crowd does kind of all sweep you up eventually, the crowd is going to kind of surge forward, and eventually this tattooed, pierced ancestral elf kind of leaves, and you can see she's trying to get everyone to go in. There are two big guys at this steel reinforced door, and instead of saying, do you want to come in, they just start snatching tickets out of people's hands, crumpling them up and like shoving them in pockets. And as soon as you see them take the tickets, the door swings open. And we're going to switch maps.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ew.
Oh my god, I'm zoomed all the way in.
There we go. So, I love this map. Now, you would expect someone who is as well known as Splattergot to have some kind of like cool stage or like really fabulous place for them to perform. No, this place looks a wreck. It's a wreck. There's trash everywhere. There's like weird concrete barricades in places. You're pretty sure that's a blood stain on the floor at one point. Just like, and you can move around the map. You're welcome to place yourselves. Obviously, you can see where the stage is. There are wires hanging down, like aerial style Cirque du Soleil wires hanging down that have multiple arms and legs that are then attached to instruments that are just kind of hanging there like they're waiting. And the crowd is starting to pick up, you know, noise and start talking. And then you hear someone go, splatter, go, splatter, go, splatter. Yeah, one of those annoying things. So yeah, you're welcome to kind of move around. There is only one exit out besides the stairs that you came down. There's a door here that is shut, and the two guys that were outside are now over there, but you didn't see them move over there. Neat trick. So as this all starts to come together, the overhead speakers get this like crack and fizzle pop that goes on, and then the lights go down, and then you see her. She is indeed a skittermander. She's a black and white skittermander with the expected 6 arms. She has feathered wings, and emerald and bird's eye yellow, green, like lycra suit. And she goes and snaps herself into the riggings, and now she has 12 arms and about 8 feet. And she goes up on the wires, and she starts to yell into the mic. There's a keyboard, a kind of what looks like a flute, weirdly, like attached to this rig that comes around her mouth. There's a drum set, a guitar, and she screams out, "Okay, punks, let's go, fuck it all!" And everything that she plays in that moment that snaps on sounds amazing, and also like the worst thing you've ever heard in your entire life. It goes from harmonious to horrible almost immediately, and then back to harmonious just when you think you can't take it anymore. And everything that happens is this assault on the senses. There's people moving back and forth. Someone started a mosh pit over in the corner. There's a couple of people making out in the other corner. There's a bunch of people in the middle who are dancing, but they're not sure if they're supposed to throw elbows or not. So you kind of see somebody like whack another person in the face and then like turn around and apologize, and they get punched in the face. And now the blood on the floor makes sense. It's a
I'm
fight.
gonna lean over to Ava and just go, what the absolute fuck is going on?
I don't. I feel
Where are
this is the
we?
kind of music that's only good if you're very drunk.
Yeah, I'm not drunk enough.
No, I'm not drunk enough. But why? But I'm so confused why this is even happening, though.
When you're having this conversation, you're having to yell. So just
Yeah,
aesthetically, yeah.
Can I see a bar anywhere?
No bar, man. No bar. No
X kind
drinks.
of looks around for a bar, then just... And from the lining of the suit, pulls out a hip flask.
Yep, there it is.
That's neat.
And just kind of offers it to Ava.
Ava goes into her own jacket and takes out her own flask.
Kind of erases it in cheers, tips the edge, and then takes off and starts drinking.
Yeah. She does the same and then hands it to Corley. He
Yep.
wants.
You notice at this point that Splatterglot is like spinning in the air and like waving your guitar over her head, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? Everyone is losing their minds. There's people taking data pads out and being that person to try to video the whole thing. There's people taking selfies and they're like, yo, what up? Splatterglot. Getting knocked over. You see another guy get punched in the face. It is just chaos.
Do people
What about-
seem a bit too entranced? Like,
I'm sorry?
considering, like, do people seem more entranced than they should be by their music? Like, is it
Oh,
awful, or
interesting.
is it good awful?
To your ears, it's good awful. Like, it waves back and forth between dear God, why? And, oh, okay, that ain't too bad. All right, I can get down with that. And then it swings right back again. You can make a perception check. While this is happening, Echo and Father Luther, what the fuck are you doing?
I think
To
Echo's
what?
just because
In the
technically
Or away from the crowd?
she's probably in the crowd because she's from Durindi culture. So like
Right.
she's from like the like they have bigger towns and whatnot. But I think she was like holy shit, what the fuck?
What did I walk into?
All I
There
was
is-
here for was just a drink, and then I was gonna go back to the place I was staying at. What's happening?
There is a little bit, like, you can hear strains of Durindi influence in the music. It definitely has that chaotic, kind of swirling, jarring vibe to it that you would expect, but it's lacking the humor that your culture's music has. The teasing kind of jaunty vibe to it. This is more like, go smash your head into things. Yeah, it's a little much. Ava, what did you get?
12.
A lot of people are smoking a lot of drugs.
There we go.
There's a lot of drugs here.
Ooh, can I see Finn?
You do
It's
not
like
see
drugs.
Finn.
Finn.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Oh.
let me associate those two together. Sorry, Chris. What about Father Luther as this is all going on?
I think he's like somewhere that's annoying for people trying to get around. He is stopped, like stock still, staring up at the music that's happening. But anyone paying attention will see like one foot is tapping, and like unconsciously his hands are like following the like what you would have to do on the instrument. Like something about music is like setting off some like old piece of programming to make him like yep, and then that should be E and just this, but he's not moving. So like someone throws an elbow and just hits like a metal guy, and it's like and he's just not moving, just stood staring at this like.
That's the
It's like
person
your
you don't
grandpa
walk around in the
reminiscing.
grocery. Yeah, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna skip that aisle completely. You do, Father Luther, I need you to make a perception check.
Eight.
8. You do feel someone's hand on your shoulder.
Don't like that. Like the head and eyes turn like much faster and further than the body.
Creepy.
To, like look at whatever it is that's just there's just this like the snake just whip round like, and then the body start to catch up. Of like,
Gotcha. It's an ancestral human, kind of pale with like this strange like buzz cut that also seems to have circuits in it, and then he is looking at you and he's looking at the box and he says, sweet, I got something you want. My name's Battery. You want to see this? Isn't that
Yes!
cool? And he pulls this drone out of his head and he's like, check it out, yeah.
like
My
without
best
really
friend.
without really like asking or saying anything, like he just reaches out and has like hold of either side of this guy's head and is just like observing the actual like port for the drone. Like he's just holding this guy's head and like staring at
Oh, cool. Free medical exam. Yeah, I should probably get a checkup. Sweet. Wait, let me get my drone. Hold on. And he just like starts walking away, trying to catch the drone. He's out of his mind. I'll say
he's
after
fine.
like 30 seconds, he grabs it, comes back and goes, this is my little buddy. He got an upgrade. I call him Ted. Say hi to Ted.
like, the voice
Someone clip that.
like to try in the like a person would lean in and like whisper in someone's ear, but he's basically having to put his like throat up against batteries.
Oh, I hate it and I love
for
it
the,
all
like,
at the same
speaker
time.
to like,
Oh my god.
and you just like all I hear is just a AI. And then the hands, like both his hands, just like reach out towards the drone.
Ted's real friendly. Just don't put your finger in his mouth. Here you go. There's no mouth. It's a drone. Be good, little buddy. Just hands it over.
Yeah, that's it. He's like the music, like the foot is still tapping, but the hands have now stopped because he's occupied with like some other. And now it's just like, oh, it's like a third ed like propulsion system, but how's he got that to work with this like 5th gen frame? Like it's just lots of everything is now just a technical like process of, oh, this is like interesting and straight. Like,
You're a cool dude. Hey, what's that box? Is that like your luggage? You just carry it around on your back?
a project.
Cool. Maybe I should get one. What if I wear a box on my back? Is that a project?
If you put, they like proffers the drone back to him, like if you carried this in it,
What? The drone? If I put Ted in the Ted in the box. Ted, you're gonna go in a box. And he just walks away. It's like, okay, bye. And it's like, Ted, you going in a box. I don't know what, but you're gonna go in a box and then I could call you a project. He's out of his mind.
it's very much like this is like a frame of reference that this person will understand. So let's just sort of guide them away with like a, yep,
Poor Battery.
yeah.
My poor little buddy. He just.
Are we seeing this going on?
Oh yeah. You all are kind of in the back a little bit, away from like the heavy part of the crowd where people are getting their noses broken and shit.
I'd say X would be looking for disturbances in the crowd and a robot.
It's just not moving as everyone's like
the
swaying.
people
It's just
parting around, and X would clearly raise their eyebrows a little bit.
Coral is also just staring at this guy going, what is going on?
Like, Ava doesn't notice until Coralie points it out, looks over, and just shouts, "Battery!" and just grabs X and Coralie and drags them over to go meet him.
No.
Why are we talking to strangers? What's going on? He turns around and he goes, "This name's Ted, and he's a project. I just need a box."
Did you name Ted yourself?
I think he told me. Yeah, he told me in a dream.
I see. I'm glad to see you. Do you remember me, Battery?
I do! You had a lot of guns, and your coat's a different color now, and there's someone that... Whoa, there's two of you. You're really
Yes,
big.
there's two of me. Yes.
But I like that suit.
That I am. That I am, little man. That I am. Thank you very much.
Would you like to meet Ted? He's real cool.
X just
Met
kind of
Ted.
reaches a hand over and plucks it up and just... Hello, Ted. Can you think? Do you feel?
What the fuck is
Have you
going
met
on?
Battery before?
No, I've never met Battery before. I've never met any of you before.
I don't know. Battery seems to be everywhere, so...
Yes, Battery's mind is in several dimensions at this point. Can't you particularly tell?
The white cube is gonna go spinning around Battery's head as well.
Oh,
It's like
sweet.
it's spinning a little too fast to be like comfortable. It's making him a little. It's like a little nauseating.
As
I
the
like
cube
it.
spins, X kind of takes a step back and just kind of tosses Ted slightly back towards Battery. Just,
Thank you, Ted. Thank you for coming home. I love you. Mwah. I've got to put Ted to bed,
Yeah, you
and then
do
I have
that.
to go to bed.
Yes.
He tells me I don't go to bed enough, so I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, you go sleep it off. I think you need a lot of sleep.
No,
Maybe
I'm
some
always like
water.
this. Okay, you go back home. And the drone just whoop, right back into his little head plate. He's like, I got an upgrade. Watch this. And he pushes a button on his temple, and you see the circuits that he has. They're kind of in a different pattern than what you remember, Ava. They look a little bit more stable now. Start to flash all these colors. He's like, I got RGBs.
Nice, nice.
And then if I'm in trouble, I can make them all turn red. I don't know what that good that would do, but at least it's bad.
Then people know. People know you're in trouble. They can come help you.
Yeah, people know something's wrong, you
It's
know?
like alert.
Yeah. That's why my coat is
If
red.
I saw
Because something
someone's
always
hand-
goes wrong.
If I saw someone's head glow red, I'd be like, they are in trouble. I shall help.
I just need to make it say eat at Joe's and I'll be good. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye.
Bye.
Just kind of toddles off. As the music kind of starts to push even louder, all of you can almost feel it in your heads. I'm gonna need everyone to make a con save.
I'm guessing this
Because
isn't against
something's-
something magical.
Starts to, no. Something starts to, like, fizzle a little bit in your brains. Woo!
Is it a charm?
No.
I got a nat 20, so I got
Damn!
24.
I got 18.
Okay.
22!
22. Damn!
19.
We are all chonky.
I see that.
I don't know how to do it as saving throw, but I don't think I'm proficient in Constitution saving throws. I'm just gonna roll the Constitution.
You just click
no.
on Constitution, and then...
Yeah, you can clicky on it on your
Yeah,
sheet.
you also have been doing private rolls, so we
Yeah.
can't see your number.
We have no
I
idea.
don't know how you make them not private. I don't know this skill,
There's a little drop down.
but I got a 7.
7, okay. So, Corley, the fizzle and the pop in your brain starts to feel like the worst hangover you've ever had. And it starts to make you nauseated, and you're starting to kind of sway a little bit. You're going to take 4 points of psychic damage. Oh. The rest of
Nice.
you see where that other door is, up on where the X is on the top of the map. You start to see, like... It's weird because you've only ever seen this referenced in like datapad history of the DV and technology. A long, long time ago, TVs used to be analog, and sometimes they would go staticky when the signal went out. And there's like this strange static that kind of like expands and then slows back down, and it expands again and it slows back down, and you all pass out. We're gonna take a break.
Yeah.
James X, I need to talk to you.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna take a break. Apologies for not having a better intermission thing. It was from our charity thing that we did a couple of weeks ago, so I'm gonna throw that up there. You can still donate. You can still donate money to the Morris Animal Foundation. The donation page is still open and live, so there we go.
They help animals not be sick or not be
Yes!
sick.
Yes,
They tried to,
and they
do
just did a huge
research
thing
from-
for Betty White too, who just passed away. So
Yeah.
because she was a big animal proponent. So yeah, so we'll take a break here. I'm gonna talk to James for a second, and we'll see you all back here in just a little bit.
Oh. Oh my god, you can.
There we go. Hey. All right, just had to fix cameras because I was being a slowpoke about it. Let me fix the map here real quick because this is kind of fun. So, for the rest of you, as we come back, your vision is just totally gone. You can still hear, and you hear screaming. You hear a clang, like a gong almost kind of sound that like echoes through your head as all of this is going on. And then when you open your eyes and your vision finally clears and you can see you are standing in a warehouse. So the people closest to you, how convenient that it's the players. The people closest to you are spread out, and there are armed and armored people who were, as you are looking, you could hear the sound of like boxes being thrown. It's like they were tearing this place apart, digging. Ava and Corley, what you have in front of you is a woman, a darker skinned woman, and you can only see this part of her face as her helmet it encloses the rest of her head. The armor, is this mix of white and gold and kind of like a pale, almost pea soup green. It's kind of weird looking. They all, she has a crest on her armor. And the rest of you see the people standing around you have crests on their armor as well. As you're recognizing this, X.
As anybody that can see X will notice, they have a hand outstretched and they're clearly focusing on something, but they just managed to spit out it just in a quick barked order. Ava, guns out now!
Gotcha. I whip out my gun. Ooh.
The map isn't working for me. I don't know if that's just me, but I can't see the map. But we're just on a gray
It might be your token vision.
How do I fix that?
So. Vision.
Oh, I can see. Wait, I don't know what I did, but it worked. I just
Okay.
clicked on something that it worked.
Perfect.
Never mind me.
Perfect.
Don't mind me.
They all bear the symbol that I put in Discord for you. It's kind of like a sunburst, half sunburst style. It's stitched into their armor. Their armor is beat to shit. It is dirty. There's blood. There's other dried fluids of some kind on it. You can see like
Lovely.
grease splatters. There's maybe like goo. All you can think is like slime, maybe like dried slime from something. You have no idea. Echo, the guy standing in front of you has an eye patch, and he looks totally different than the others as far as like his stance goes. He turns around and sees you all, and there are guns now pointed at all of you. And then Father Luther, the totally helmeted being between you and X, you cannot see their face. There's only like a little slit for their eyes. Seems to be stuck in place. So, we're gonna roll initiative. Hell yeah!
There's a button for this, isn't there? Yes, there is. It's
Yes,
a button
there
that says
is.
initiative.
Is there
There's
a
not a.
button for this?
If you wait
It's
for
saying
the
there's not an
combat...
active combat encounter, so just wait for that to start up.
Yep.
That should do it.
Ew. I love the decimals.
It helps a lot.
I don't know how to roll for initiative. I'm gonna be
So
honest,
top right of your character sheet, next to
Oh, there.
movement, you'll have the heading initiative.
Oh, that I forgot to update my movement. Fuck.
But
Or
wait,
you can
And
click the little fist in the chat log, and next to your name will be a dice,
Yep.
and you can click that.
And it'll show you the order.
It's not.
Wait, I didn't roll with, because I have advantage on it.
Yeah, I also have advantage, and it's not
So I just rolled twice.
working. Yeah, but mine it doesn't let me roll anymore.
Whoa. Hi.
I'm just gonna roll with
Sorry
my
about that.
actual dice. I'm just
That's
gonna roll
fine.
with my actual dice because this confuses me.
I have mine in just in case I need them.
I don't know if I can fix it in the Corley, you're actually first in the initiative.
No, I rolled a different because it confused me. So I got 17. So disregard
Well,
the one that says in.
You'd
The
still
one in the
be
initiative
first.
tracker's higher.
Oh, I don't know how that works.
Just hold on, because it's not letting me re-roll initiative. I'm supposed to have advantage, and it didn't give me advantage.
Yeah,
And now it's not
well,
letting me roll anything.
If I'm
Oh,
first,
no.
it doesn't matter because I have advantage as well, which is also the same issue. I'm having the exact same issue.
I
was it
mean,
the
it
gunslinger?
rolled you different to
Okay.
us because it rolled you with 2d10, but
Yeah.
2d10.
Let me do this.
2d20, sorry. But,
Oh, no,
So-
it did give me. Okay, anyway, it's still
Yeah.
the same. So
Okay,
it's all
well
fine.
then I assume it's fine.
Looks like it's fine.
Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna clear the tracker and we're gonna go with what the tracker rolls for right now.
Okay.
So
Oh, good. I got half of what I got the
Wait,
last time.
yeah,
Do I
it
roll
happens. Nope, I got it.
Yeah, you can just roll them.
I can automatically just do it.
Okay.
Mm,
And then the advantage
That
thing
works.
will fix. We'll fix later.
Okay.
Suspicious how that. I'm kidding.
You should be very scared that he rolled a 30 on his initiative.
I'm very scared that he
Yeah.
rolled a
You
30.
should
Thank
be
you.
a
I'm
little
very happy
frightened
that
by
I'm not
that.
first. I prefer not being first, so we're gonna chill on
Yeah,
that.
you should. I would be
I prefer
a little worried.
I am very worried.
So, all right. So the tracker is up. So we're gonna hit begin combat, and here we go. So this guy in between Echo and Father Luther, the one who looks a little better armed, I guess, is looking at all of you. Let me see if he can figure out what's going on with his buddy here. Yeah.
Hey, bro.
Bruh. Okay. So, yeah, fun. Yep, that's what we're doing. He actually pulls out a blaster and he's gonna fire at Father Luther. That goes too close.
Yeah.
So 22 to hit, I'm assuming hits.
Yep.
Just a little bit. And then it would help if I had an 8. Where's my 8? Do I really not have a D8? You kidding me? Fail. DM fail.
Shit happens.
DM fail. I grabbed all these dice and then it was like...
Wait, what?
Seems to be.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you,
okay.
Handy. The movement's knocked off again.
I was confused whether it was me or Hallie because everyone was silent. I'm like,
Any better?
What's happening?
There you
Yeah,
go.
we're-
There we go. Okay. Yeah, there must be something wrong with my mic connection. So 13
it's
points of
crunchy.
lightning damage to Father Luther.
How many, sorry?
13.
Okay.
Oof.
Yep. And then he is going to use his bonus action to... to use Bardic Inspiration. So. Alright, that is his turn. The held person between X and Father Luther has to just make the save, right? Has to attempt that save. Okay.
Yeah, they're further down the list on mine. They're listed as a priest. And they're
Oh, did
after
I grab
Echo.
the wrong? I grabbed the wrong thing. I'm a ding dong. There we go. Where's my cannon at? There she is. So sorry about that. So between Corley and Ava, I had the NPC list open instead of the combat tracker.
Oh.
Good job, me. Good job, me. So the one between Corley and Ava seems to not be too sure what to do. So
If it helps, I'm holding like a heavy pulse pistol, aiming
Okay.
at her.
okay, that's fair. Then yeah, she's gonna fire at you. She's gonna whirl around. It's a big two-handed gun that, as she charges it, you see this like fireball start to form down the barrel,
Oh, sexy.
aimed right at you. I'm throwing dice everywhere. I don't know if that's gonna hit. It won't. It's a 10.
Yeah.
It's like the shot she wasn't fully ready, and the gun kind of flings her back a little bit, and then you see her like dig down into her stance, and she seems to have a better grip on the gun at this point.
And
Okay.
Ava just starts going like, "Oh, that looks like it's misfiring in the mechanism. But if we could easily fix that, if you just."
Let me give you some advice while you're trying to shoot me in the face. All right, so then Father Luther and then Ava, you're on deck.
Father Luther like shrugs the backpack off and like slides it into a corner with his foot, and immediately his eyes change color. They like flick to red.
Of course they do. Oh,
Hell yeah.
Like throws one hand out, pointing at the one that hasn't moved, and I will hunter's mark them for a bonus action. Yeah, that is a bonus
So
action, right?
which
Yes.
one?
Is it the priest? The one
The
that
priest?
we can only see the yeah.
Okay, yep. So he's hunter's marked now. Okay.
Why isn't it? I don't know why that's not behaving. And then from his waist pulls out like a handle, hits the switch on the side, and a force blade just jumps out and steps forward and takes a swing at the guy.
He's held, so you have advantage. Or is that an auto hit? I don't remember.
I think it's an auto crit if it hits.
And I get advantage because of assassinate because he hasn't.
And you would have
moved
that
yet.
anyways. Right. Okay,
God
so go
damn.
for it.
Attack. Add advantage. Oh yeah, because it's doing elven accuracy. So a 23 to hit him.
That'll hit.
Does that mean you get
Yeah, is it
Sneak
a
attack
crit
too?
if he's
So then it's a
held?
crit, yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so the crit from the sword itself is 17. Then Hunter's Mark. Now will it do it? Oh no, it's done it. Okay. Does 6 and then sneak attack.
It's nasty.
Wherever it is. Rogues.
23?
Another 5. So
28.
yeah, 28.
Okay.
Yeah, it all becomes the damage of the sword, I think. So 28 force damage.
Okay. When you hit him, even though he's held and you can see like his eyes are narrowed, like there's focus there as he's looking at you, you hit his armor and some of that force damage just kind of fizzles out. So he's resistant. So there's something like it's like a lightning rod, right? It's supposed to take the hit and then kind of dispel some of it. And you can just see him go, "Argh!" But he's stuck. So, and Hunter's marked. This guy, this tin can, is in trouble. All right. Do you want to move?
He's still held, so he can't
He's
do
held.
anything about it, can he? Why won't they let me move? Come on. What is happening?
I swear to God, I'm gonna go back to roll 20.
It looks much better. But
It
it's
does,
so
yeah.
confusing.
1, 2.
It looks awesome.
In Art 1, it was really snazzy, and I could get it to around, and then I just seem to be headbutting stuff at the minute.
There we go. And then, yeah. So he,
Okay.
I guess he just, like, runs past, takes a big slash, and just keeps moving.
Okay. As you move around X into kind of where this dock 3 number is, I'm gonna need you to make a dexterity save, because the floor, as you step down, you hear this crack, and then you feel heat rush up at you.
Oh god.
Dex save.
Yep.
25.
Oh, Jesus. Rogues.
Pretty
You will take half damage.
Yep.
So you're gonna take 2 points of fire damage. As you seem to have, like, sprung something that was embedded in the floor. Alright. Okay, so Ava, and then X, you're on deck.
Uh-huh.
So Ava just grins, makes eye contact with Corley for a quick second, and then starts firing.
Okay.
So I'm taking 3 attacks. So
Jesus fucking Christ.
first attack, that
Nasty.
probably doesn't hit.
What is it?
8.
No.
But it's a double shot, so the second attack
Okay.
immediately fires off. And that, I hope, hits. That's a 22
What is it?
to
Yeah,
hit.
that hits. Yeah.
So that's 13 damage.
Okay.
And then she fires off the second attack. 11 to hit.
No, that misses.
So let's see. And then... Wait, fuck, I should have checked. Mage armor, is that a bonus action?
What's an action?
Is that an action?
Yeah.
What is it? Okay. Well, she reloads, so it's fine.
Okay. All right. Staying put.
And it just
Okay.
curses loudly that she missed 2 times. That's embarrassing.
What kind of damage was that?
That is radiant damage.
Okay. When it hits the armor, she's not resistant or anything to it, but you just see it there's this crackling action again. It seems like every time their armor takes a hit, it doesn't break down or pieces fall off like you might expect or holes blown open. The armor just seems to absorb some of the energy.
So it kind of dissipates over the body. So it
A
just
little bit.
diffuses
She
over it.
definitely,
Yeah.
she definitely took all the damage there, but the armor is doing something that is you've never seen anything like this before.
Does it look
Okay,
like it's kind of charging the armor or something?
without any knowledge of how it works, you're not sure. So
So as X sees Father Luther fly past, just goes, "Huh, the rust bucket's got moves. Snazzy." And then just kind of focuses on the guy he's got held. And I don't know how spells work. I'm assuming at this point, unless I choose to actively continue the hold, it would break, wouldn't it? I don't know.
What spell is it?
Concentration, I think.
It's
It's hold
concentration,
person.
Yeah, as long as you don't cast another concentration spell, it should continue.
right,
Yeah,
and if you
until
take a
he
hit,
makes
then
save.
You have
Yeah.
to do a con save.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm assuming Vicious Mockery classes as a concentration spell.
I
I have
don't
to
think.
pick up.
it's a
Oh,
cantrip. No.
goddamn.
No.
This is absolutely beautiful. I'm no good with spellcasting. This is brilliant. X just kind of saunters up to this guy and just stands in front of him, just goes, "Well, aren't you a sorry excuse for what are you exactly? I mean, look, you've got scuffs on the armor, you've got rust. I mean, I'm sure you did something fancy with the force work there, but my word, what a disgrace." And needs to
Damn.
make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
That was so mean.
That was the best thing ever. I'm just making sure that. Okay, so wisdom is not this guy's.
Yeah, 14 to beat.
14. Okay. Well, it should be, you would think, but I'm rolling like shit. No, 11! I can't roll for this guy.
Beautiful.
This tin can
So-
is just done for.
That's 2d4, if I remember my commands right. Damage. So 6 psychic damage.
Ooh, alright. He takes all of that for sure. I can math real well. Okay.
And I'm not moving away, X just carries on standing there thematically.
Okay. Alright. So Echo. You are
Hello.
up.
So I'm trying to figure out Claws of Darkness because I think it's a homebrew, right, that you made? It's the one that she learned from the
I took it from a homebrew guide. I didn't write it.
Okay.
So Claws of Darkness, yes. Let me check that real quick here because that's fun.
Yeah, it says it's a cantrip and it's an action to cast,
Correct.
but it doesn't say that your attack is like you get to attack then that turn. So I'm wondering if I don't get to attack that turn if I cast it.
Let me check. Here
I
we
had-
go. Okay, so yeah, it's an evocation cantrip, one action. Yeah, this is gonna. So you would cast the spell, and then on your next turn, as long as your concentration is up, you would be able to then make an attack with these claws. Cantrips are
Okay.
not super powerful, so
Let's do this one. Okay, no, I will move into melee with the guy right in front of me. I clicked something by accident. Holy shit. Okay, this guy.
which one? Okay, yep.
And I'm gonna cast Storming Blade.
Oh shit.
And
Alright.
as a part of the action used to cast the spell, I must make a melee attack against one creature within the spell's range.
Okay.
So, hey, okay.
Hey, hi.
Hey, how's it going?
What up?
Fucking roll. Okay, it doesn't. I'm just gonna roll. Hold on. 18 to hit.
18 hits.
Yay!
18
Okay.
definitely hits.
And I'm a level 6. I'll just roll the damage. It's fine. No, because it's not set up. God damn it. 2d8.
It's okay. It's a great program when you take the time to program it.
Yeah, and I have a thing called War Mage Edge, which I did not realize. Starting at 2nd level, once per turn when you deal damage with the War Mage spell, you can add your intelligence modifier plus half your War Mage level rounded up to the damage roll. So I will use that on this one.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Holy shit.
Get it.
18 points of damage.
Oof. Okay. He didn't like that.
Yeah, and it's lightning damage. Thunder
Lightning damage.
Whichever one.
Okay. Well, those are two different ones.
What does it say in here? Lightning damage.
Lightning damage. Okay. Yeah, again, the armor is just he takes the brunt of the damage, but the armor seems to be absorbing something off of whatever you're casting, and he looks down in reaction. First he's like, ow, and then he looks down and you see his arms are actually bare with the exception of these pauldrons that he's wearing, and his arms are covered in tattoos. And when you hit him with this damage, the tattoos rearrange themselves, and you watch them slide down his arms in reaction.
I thought it's gonna say nice ink, and that's her turn.
Fair enough. So the held guy is stuck. Has to shake this. Wow, he has a die of inspiration, so he's gonna use that. Oh shit!
Did it do it?
16!
Does
No.
vicious mockery mess up?
No. Stay stuck.
Mess up what?
Is that the one that gives them like minus a d4 to a save?
My boy, you have a point.
good
Next
question.
attack
Oh
roll.
no, attack
It's
roll. No,
attack
Attacks,
the other one.
okay.
So that's fine. So I may be psychic on the attack roll at least.
Okay. He fell out of the order. I hit the wrong thing, but that's okay. So I know that he's between Echo and Corley, so we're good.
Yeah.
So he's unheld, but that eats his turn, and you just see him wheel on X and starts to prepare for whatever it is he's going to try to do next. So Corley, you are up.
I'm gonna take back the sleeve of my jacket and reveal a bunch of metal plates that is stuck in my forearm, and on top of my wrist, something like a little box that is strapped to the top of my wrist. And I'm gonna take that little box and point it towards the lady that's between me and Ava.
Okay.
And shoot it. Shoots out 2 little force bullets energy bullets, and it automatically hits.
Damn.
And it shoots 2 of them.
Okay. So give me
did
that
that do
damage.
That's like magic missiles, but
That didn't
Yeah.
work. I'm going. Yes.
that's pretty sexy.
I'm gonna do it physically because.
All good. As long as I know what it is, you're good.
That is 2d6 damage, so 6 damage total.
Okay.
To the lady in front of us.
Yep.
Is my little glowy cube here?
Yeah, Maxie is floating around. She had wanted to alert you to the problem, but had also kind of shorted out when all of this happened. So yeah, she's swirling again.
I'll yell, Maxie, force field, please, and she'll float in front of me and project a force field in front of me, which boosts my AC with 2, so I'm on 15 until the next end of my next turn. Start of my next turn, end of my next turn. One of those.
You should have just built a trash barricade. It would have been perfect. I don't know why you didn't. It was right there. I can't resist. Gidget.
I just have a little floaty.
Yeah. You do hear her say, "Yep, you got it, boss," and then just like flings the force field down.
Thanks. That's my turn. I'll stick in my little corner with my little force field.
Okay. The one who's like not been involved in any of this so far, who's over here by number 2, is going to. I need to check their sheet again real quick, because watch me like lose what I'm doing. Yep. This one at this point, when she walks up and hems Echo in between her and this other person, you see her pull out this electrified, almost like vibrating glaive. And it sizzles with power. And she just looks at you and says, I don't know what the fuck you're doing here, but you better back off. It's going to swing it twice at you, Echo.
Bitch, I don't know what we're doing here either.
Once through you to the right and once through you to the left.
Okay,
so she's going to make 2 attacks. So I need to check and see what we got here. Hey, why don't you have a thing? Here we go. That's better. Perfect. So first one is going to be an 18 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. Second is going to be a 24.
Also hits.
So, yeah. So this is going to do, where is my 6? There we go. So you're going to take 4 points of slashing on the first, plus 4 points of lightning damage. So 8 total. Okay. And then 4 points of slashing again on the second. And this time 3 points of lightning damage. You notice that this thing, whatever this weapon is, that looks like an old school glaive, but seems to be like charging, it's still whining as it's like, and you can see the light move up the handle, but it hasn't reached the blade yet. And something about this is like, when that hits that blade, I might be fucked. All right. So, back around to the top. the guy behind you, Echo, grabs onto you. It's not a grapple. And he says, hey, okay. Whoa. Call it off. What the fuck y'all doing? He doesn't seem to be talking to you all. He's talking to his people. I don't, something's wrong here. Hey, now, come on. We're just gonna, and he backs off. The guns, but that's a really, points at Ava, that's a really big fucking gun. That's almost as big as, put it down. We're not doing this. No. I'm a lover, not a fighter, and my back hurts. Can we just stop for a second? Fuck. Okay. And he steps back. I said, can you... Oh, he got a tin can boy got out of his... Okay, that's good. What was that? He's pointing at X. What is that thing that you did? How did you make him stop? Nothing stops him.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. When you look like this, some people tend to be a bit handsy. So there's a couple of little bits and bobs, just a little couple of hints and tricks that kind of, while he's blabbing, I want to, if possible, use detect force just to check his intentions, make sure he is truly calling us around.
I'll let you do that. Yeah, are you scraping the surface, or are you trying to...
Just a surface scrape. It's as much a perception check, just kind of, not perception check, insight check, but kind of boosted with detect force rather than me having to roll out.
Sure.
Just to kind of see
No. He's kind of an open book where he's panicking a little bit, like, we were supposed to be alone. Who the fuck are these people? What are they doing behind the borders? How did they get past the barricade? Wait a second. Something's wrong. Like he's aware that something is very fucked up.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, I'm sorry for holding your friend, and I'm sorry for kind of jumping. I think we're as frightened as you are. At this point, we were at a concert. We were enjoying ourselves. We were feeling the groove. We were getting down and dirty. We would, I'm running out of similes. I'm a bit nervous. I'm really sorry about this, but yeah, I think we're all as confused as each other right now. It just, I kind of extends a hand and just
Where
goes,
the fuck are we?
We're confused.
Are we out of combat now?
You're out of combat. Yeah.
Okay,
he is like backed off.
I hold my big gun in one hand and I whip out the iron rifle in the other, and I just start sauntering over, like very intently holding both the guns, trying to seem even more like, yo.
And Echo is just like, where the fuck are we?
Echo!
Yeah, I don't think Luther is, like... It's not that he's ignoring the truth, he's just not paying attention to these other people, so he's just, like, dived into cover and has, like, come up with his longbow about to shoot the guy, and then realizes, like, everyone is... There's a whole bunch of people stood there talking.
Yeah.
He's like...
Okay.
He's still just, like,
I
crouched
didn't see
behind
you throw over there.
boxes.
Hi, Ava. Been a while.
It's been a hot second.
Looks like we got into something weird again.
Yeah, that keeps happening.
Okay. This guy walks up to you, X, since you were the one kind of chatting, and he says, "Okay, I'm Jack. Jack Spades is what they call me."
I'm X. It's a pleasure. And he kind of takes Jack's hand and just kisses it, and then drops it back.
Interesting. Okay, I was gonna ask about the. I'm sorry. Is it rude from wherever you come from to ask why you're orange?
Oh, it's just a fashion statement. Orange is in this year. Well, this cycle, maybe. I'm not sure. I mean, would you prefer if it's any kind of, if they kind of click the finger and then they're an azure blue, then click the other hand and then they're a green, and then just kind of pause for a second and just go, actually, let's just try this, and clicks both, and then they're like a really cheap, tacky rainbow strobe light that just kind of flicks over them, just cycling multiple colours.
No, and no offense. That might make me throw up a little bit. Hold on.
Okay. Fine. And then
No, just more that I've never... Okay, promise not to punch me, because I just had facial reconstructive surgery, so please don't punch me. What are you?
Oh, I'm Vivani.
as you look around, every single one of them is human.
Oh.
I'm for Farney. You have, I mean, X has been around. You know, they're all the hottest clubs, all the coolest places, and like they know that while there are plenty of humans around, it's normally a good mix of various
Oh, yeah.
species. Like them being the only non-human in a room, present company excluded, of the party is a bit odd. It's like, have you never met the Farney before?
Echo's gonna
Okay.
cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Remind me of the radius. 30 feet?
30 feet.
Um,
And she's mostly looking at them.
at the other people.
At the
who are
other
here.
people. She's not really...
Okay.
She's decided X is a problem for later.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's a lot that just happened there, and she just got her ass kind of handed to her a little bit. She's like,
Fair.
what?
Fair. So they all have some kind of magical item. He is clearly he's got a longbow that is magical across his back, but it like is compressed. So, and you've seen this technology before or something like it where it's compressed down to something that's much easier to carry, and then all you got to do is, Jason Momoa with the chair, just and just pull it, and it
Okay.
whips out into this longbow type of thing, right? So he's got that stored on his back. Their armor is definitely magical, but it's more of a kind of like with the gun and the glaive. It takes it a minute to charge. So every bit of damage you were dealing was feeding their armor.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. And there was some kind of evocation going on there. There's traps in here. And you will actually see the sergeant who's by Corley start to go over. It looks like they were in the process of trying to take these traps apart because they knew they were here, and you all kind of interrupted part of that. So they're trying to undo those. So you see a couple of them go to disarm these traps while this is happening. But as far as where you're at in the warehouse and what your radius is on the spell, there's nothing magical here. They all have, but it's kind of like Echo with the spell book. You know it's magic. It tingles, right? Or it does something.
It glows.
Like you can just tell.
It glows
yeah.
in her vision is how I do it, because the
Perfect.
ability that gives her this is called Mystical Vision. She can cast Detect Magic at will.
Okay.
So yeah.
They glow, so I'll use that. They glow, but their glow is displaced from their physical body. So it's almost like a shadow off of their physical form. It's very different.
Can I look at with my thermal sight if any of them seem off?
Off how?
Just do they give the appropriate amount of heat in the appropriate space for a human? It's
Fair
just
enough.
what I'm wondering.
That's fair.
I'm just
That's a good
confused,
question.
and I'm using the one thing I have.
That's good.
Thermal sight.
98.6 across the board.
Echo, fun fact, runs colder than you would think a tiefling would.
There you
Cool.
go.
Okay.
So
Cool.
that's fun. Yeah. But no,
Yes.
they light up like what you would expect a extremely boring normal human to light up as.
That's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
Good. I'd rather that. I'll like tap Maxie, just like take that off.
Okay, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
She pulls it down. Is that better? Did I do it right?
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
I'll
Okay,
pat her
good.
head a
Okay.
little, or pat her a
thank
little
you.
bit.
Thank you. He's like, okay, so you're not with us, obviously, because pretty sure you're not with the cult. So
As far as I'm aware, I'm not with any cults.
Can you be more specific,
Currently.
please?
Cult of the Maw.
Does that ring any
no,
bells?
phew. That's fine.
Oh.
No, no, they're fucking crazy.
Echo knows
You've
about
met
them,
him.
right? Because my brain, my
Yeah.
brain's like, wait a minute, what?
Okay, so David, open the door. And you see Tin Can Man go over to where it says exit, go over to the door and fling the door open. And this dry wind and sand blow in. And you see nothing
Fuck,
but
we're on Tatooine.
destruction outside.
Where exactly are we?
Well, one, you might want to take a little peeky look there.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, we're in The Last of Us.
So everything you see has been totally destroyed by the cult. They go around and they destroy planets. That's what they do.
What planet are we on?
There's a name for it. We lost the names a long time ago.
What year is it?
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you.
Question.
You don't know what year it is.
No. We grow up, we're given a gun as soon as we can hold one, and you die alone and scared and usually with your head blown off.
What's the biggest gun manufacturer right now?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, I mean, we make our own, but for the most part, we scavenge.
Skills.
We scavenge parts out of. I mean, when I die, they'll take my guns off of me and give them to somebody
Does it
else.
say anything on the patch?
No.
Yeah, H and K.
No. No. Okay. So
Do we know? Have we heard of the Cult of the Maw? I feel like
Yeah.
I should know this. Okay.
yeah.
My brain's
So-
like, that sounds familiar, but
No, and that's a very good point. This is part of, when you're a newer player and you come into something. So the Cult of the Maw is mostly just whispers in the DV. It's this fringe group who thinks that the Maws were built by either gods or chaos magic or dark matter. They don't really know, and they're very small, and for the most part, they don't come anywhere near the civilized planets. They either hang out on frigates that they've stolen, or recovered from space. Sometimes you'll see them on the Maws, but it's usually like one person in like a monk robe who's like talking to themselves and like feeling the walls.
I always
of
imagined
the...
them from like Arc 1 as it was like it's the end of a world, guys, with the signs and the bedraggled beard, and that's how the society treated them, as just like the weird preachers that you just kind of ignore.
They're so fringe and so fractured. They don't even agree amongst themselves. The only thing that makes them dangerous is they have pulled off some, essentially like blowing things up or poisoning water sources, or trying to hasten on the end of the universe so that whatever built them all can come back and take them all to who knows, kind of a thing. It's very doomsday preachery kind of a deal.
Them doing something like this is very, very strange and out of character.
This is so he's gonna actually pull you all back into the building and shut the door. He says, "We don't want to alert them." Or they're here. Where the fuck did you come from?
Good question.
We would have.
Drez, right? That's where we were.
While-
The planet.
Yeah, while we're talking, I want to cast Cure Wounds on David. Just kind of whisper an apology
okay.
while I'm doing it.
Fair enough. He just looks at you and goes, "What? Don't. That's what bandages are for. What are you doing?"
Yep.
Alrighty. So.
So no offense, but what are all you?
I take it everyone on this planet's human.
Yeah.
Like pure.
What else is
human?
there?
I mean, I'm
Oh,
actually.
sweet pea. Oh, honey bun. We
I mean,
have
there's-
got
there's-
a whole.
What? Okay, let me amend that. There's the Chaos Divine, clearly. Oh, y'all don't know what that is. He just looks kind of helplessly at everyone else who's like, ugh.
Yes.
Okay. Short history of the world. Here we go. Long before anyone here was ever in existence, the world was the world, and then the Chaos Divine invaded and made everyone mad and made a bunch of people sick, and they
What
were
kind
welcomed.
of sick?
Plague,
Plague?
Plague.
Real.
boils,
Boils.
vomiting,
Unspec-
and then some of them would. This is real nasty. Some of them would explode and become part of the Chaos Divine.
Ava just kind of looks over at Corley, kind of.
Yeah, he's looking back, just kind of. Just I don't know.
Does this
We're
ring
the-
any bells?
No. We're
Okay,
the children
cool.
of Arya. We're a group that opposes the Chaos Divine. We're trying to kick him out of, and he taps the symbol on his armor that you all noticed.
Echo
trying
just
to-
rolls her eyes and is like, another fucking rebellion we're dealing with. God damn it.
It's no rebellion. It's a completely pointless endeavor. Like, we might as well all just lay down in the street and just let the Chaos Divine take over. Because
What
everything
is
we
this
do,
what
they
is the
oppose.
Chaos Divine? Is the Chaos Divine like a person? Is it just like a force of the universe? What is this?
It's
Is it like a guy?
Just a guy.
Is it like
Just a
2 guys?
guy.
I mean, we don't know at this point. How many guys are we dealing with at this point? Is it like on a scale
Yeah,
of 1 to
it's
10
a-
guys? How
it's a
many?
thing.
Guys in
It's a-
trench coat.
Okay.
We're
So,
vegetable mineral. What do we?
he's like, I'm trying to think of a way to describe this. Because we all know it. Like, the Cult of the Maw
Yes.
opened a door with the Arkstone.
What?
Have you ever seen... And he kind of waves his hand. I can only do this for a second, so look real quick. And when you all look... 2 of you have seen this before, because you were there. You were
God
in the
damn
sim.
it, I knew it!
Yeah. You were in the sim. And he opens this door up, he goes... But most of us can open it for like 2 seconds, right? And then you see it snap right shut again. What the rest of you see, it looks like circuits and pulsing kind of dim bluish green lights and like a dark pathway. And in the far distance, X, you see that pylon.
It's the same.
X just kind of freezes and just kind of.
Ava is watching X like a hawk. Kind of stealthily, but
I knew
also
it.
not.
I knew it.
There is like rushed the tear and is like examining the edges and like staring
Fair.
through the, like
Okay.
way too close, like staring into the void. Just
Father Luther, that being that close to wherever that doorway was, whatever it is he opened, kind of sets you, like, you've heard of goosebumps before because you've talked to people with skin who can do that. It kind of has that sensation. Like you would imagine
What
it.
a
It's almost
sentence.
like if you got, I know, right? The shit I say as GM is incredible. So it's just like, God damn it. And I don't mean incredible in a good way. I mean that unhinged.
like something misfires and he gets like a shiver
Yeah.
down his spine, but it's
Yes.
like metal, so you hear the like reticulating like joints, like
Unlike when you
serpentine as
hear a radiator heat up and you get a.
yeah, as he just like
Oh,
I love that. Jack says they opened a door for a lot longer, and it
And
let
that's
the
something
Chaos
serious.
Divine in.
Echo is not looking at Ava very, very pointedly. Very looking away from Ava.
And after that, that was it. That's where the story ends. We lost everything. We lost our history. we aren't even given names when we're born. We just pick something when we're old
Oh,
enough.
that's why you're named after 2 cards. Okay.
Well, yeah, because I mean, we play please tell me you play cards. Please tell me you at least do.
We do
we play
cards.
cards.
We do.
We do
Oh,
play
thank
cards.
God. Yeah, I didn't have a name, and I liked that he looked like a cocky bastard, so I figured I would just,
That's a good
It's a good name.
That is a good reason, actually.
It's a solid name.
Some of them don't pick names. David picked his. He looks back at the lady with the giant scorch cannon, who's like tucked it onto her back now. He's like, we just call her Cannon.
It's a good name.
By
It's
the
a
way,
very good
Cannon,
name.
your
We need to fix that cannon. That's
The
embarrassing.
stabilizer is
Yeah, the
too much.
stabilizer is fucked.
It's one of the screws.
She
is
walks
making
over
it
to you
all
and she goes,
twisted.
do you want a demonstration? Check this shit out. And you hear it like build power, and you can see it build through the barrel because it turns like red molten
Oh,
hot.
that's way too slow.
And then
but
it's
that's
like-
so cool.
Move out of the way, and she blows a hole through the wall.
Hot.
Does it go to outside or to another room?
It goes to another room.
Nice. I
That
was
is
just curious.
awesome. Your
Does it really
stabilizer
matter?
is still off. I could fix it very easily, but that is very awesome.
I mean, it's a one shot. Like, I used up the shot, so here you
Oh, yeah?
go.
It was a one-time use.
Yeah, I got another one.
Okay, maybe save that one for later.
Can I keep
but
it and try
why-
to look at it?
You can keep that. My other gun's bigger. It's fine.
Why are there only humans left?
Again, Jack's just like, again, you're asking something that we don't. What the fuck are you? Looks at Echo. What the fuck are you? Looks at Father Luther. I don't know what the fuck you are, but you got some creepy ass eyes, my brother. Listen.
No nose and mouth. Like this.
Yeah. He doesn't seem bothered by that. The eyes seem to be freaking him out. He's just like, no. We don't.
Well, my
And the
buddy
Chaos
and I-
Divine is just energy. If you see a black wave coming at you, I would just stand there and let it take you. Or you'd be better off putting that gun to your own head.
Historically, not something we do.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
I
You're in a ruined world.
Not the first time.
Still, the human thing is weirding me out. What?
My buddy, we are Inkhexen. We're sort of.
What ha-
Inkhexen used to be human, so it's kind of
Yeah, we're
sort of
similar.
related in a way.
Our dad is a gnome, though. Do you know what gnomes are? They're like short.
They're different. I don't know.
Is that a hobbit? What the hell?
I mean,
No.
Wait, they know what hobbits are?
do we know what hobbits are?
No.
Are they like?
God damn it.
Offensive slang for halflings.
I'm pretty sure that's a slur. You should.
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to.
Here it's what are you talking about? Here it's just a story about a bunch of people taking a ring to a mountain. I don't know what the okay. It doesn't matter.
Are we on Earth? Are we on actual Earth? Could that be awesome?
Ding
Sorry,
ding ding
Emma.
ding 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 ding.
Terra firma or some like.
Where in on Earth can we know meta knowledge wise? Where are we?
Probably around Nevada.
Read a
Thank you.
Awful.
That's all I needed.
Awful.
I can die happy
just
now.
be in Europe. Jesus.
Nope. There's nothing out
so
there.
American
Because of course
centric.
it's
honestly.
Nevada. Nevada's a wasteland anyway. No
It
offense.
is.
I've been there
I could've
multiple times.
I could have dropped you in New Mexico. It could have been the same thing.
Should dropped us in Iowa. That way I could just laugh.
I thought about it. Seriously
Drop us in,
thought
like,
about it.
Iceland. That'd be much more
Drop
fun.
us in Antarctica. Come on, man.
So he's kind of like, I don't know how y'all got here.
Neither do we.
We were at a
Because-
concert, and the music got a bit too intense, and then we blacked.
We all saw
Yeah,
the
I think
static,
we-
right?
I think we just teleported.
Yeah.
You know what teleportation is?
Oh,
Do you have
Banff,
magic?
Nightcrawler. One way to the other. Yeah, a couple of them can do that.
What?
Oh, well, I think we did that, but just like in a fucked up way that we didn't mean to.
Yeah.
Guys, I may be able to help here.
Oh, cool.
Um,
Superman.
X kind of tries to bring out his brings out his data pad. I'm assuming it's non-responsive, but I just want to check.
Correct.
Yep.
It lights up. That's about it.
When we were at the concert, you know the thing in the hole, the big tower. You have the big pole in the hole. They,
Pylon?
yeah, the pylon. Thank you. I saw that we came through. I think we got pulled through a gate.
No.
Did we get
Bree
pulled through a
asking
note?
DM. We all saw the static, right?
You saw the static, and anyone who's been in the sim would have seen the pylon in that 2 seconds that the door was open. And don't forget, pylons are how you connect to nodes.
Mm. But my biggest question is, how the fuck do we get back? Because I don't want to live the rest of my life here, because this is fucking awful.
I wouldn't recommend it. We don't want to be here either. Hey, can you take us with you? That'd be cool.
Damn it! And
If
Echo
it-
just sits down.
If we figured out this shot, yes. Let's all go.
I mean, you opened up a hole. Can you not just open up a hole again?
I don't have enough control of it to... That's what we're trying to figure out. Because we figure if we can... Okay, so the other thing is, like, we need another arc stone. So that's what we
Exactly,
were...
it's an arc stone.
It's a relic.
Is it like a
It's
stone? Is it a physical stone?
It's from The Hobbit. The dwarves have one.
I know. I was thinking the same thing. I'm trying not to mention it.
I was going there too. Don't worry.
So we were here. We were trying to find. There are these crystals. They're different colors, blue, yellow. But basically, if you set them in the right pattern, the idea is that you can forge an arc stone out of them. There are bits of the chaos divine that's been here long enough, like dropped dead, or if we manage to kill one of them. The idea is that they came through and ruined everything. So if we can take part of them and put it together, then we can maybe like counteract or open a door. But you need a forge heart to do that. We were looking for a forge heart.
Does this sound familiar to Echo by something that she may have given Desires to open the thing on the other side?
You would be correct.
God damn it.
So the tool you needed.
Echo is again very pointedly not looking at Ava.
Um,
It's probably
Can I-
very noticeable.
Enjoying this.
I'm gonna turn to Maxie and ask her if she can connect to anything, because she can usually like connect to internet or whatever that is.
Okay.
But if she's able to do anything, just the data pads isn't working.
They've
She's
they
working.
I don't know, boss. They've got some radios. They're kind of bad. The connection's real sketchy. Oh, but there's something in the next room, and she takes off.
I'm gonna follow her. What? Where are you going?
Yeah, you just see Jack kind of like running. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Where are we going? What's
Yeah,
going on?
Good question.
I follow
She
shortly
does
after
this.
Corley. I'm not leaving,
Echo
not letting him leave.
groans, gets up reluctantly, and follows.
Maxie, stop doing this. I told you, please.
You also told me you were going to put a leash on me, and I told you to go fuck yourself. And then she comes back. She's like, "Nah, I'm just kidding."
did.
No, wait,
we all
hold on.
hear
And
her?
she starts circling this area in the next part of the warehouse.
Can we all hear her?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I love her.
she's mouthy little thing.
Echo's delighted. Echo's having a minor breakdown, but also delighted. Echo's like,
What?
this is my fault. I gave that desire. Oh god, oh god.
Yeah, Luther is going. The ruder this little like drone is, the more Luther is like, no, you know what? I'm not interested anymore.
Query.
Like, you hear him
Oh.
what would be grumbling under his breath if it came out of his mouth and not his throat. It's just some like,
Is he grumbling under his neck?
I guess.
Oh!
It's
Amazing.
It's like just gurgling.
Gurgling. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
You've said that Echo was muttering about, or thinking about Zyos. Did Echo actually say anything about Zyos? Okay, good.
Echo is very pointedly. She looks like she's freaking out. Kind of. She's trying to keep it like low key. Not looking at Ava. Has not said any of this out loud. That was all Bree being like, "Did I just make a connection that I'm unfortunate to remember?" Or maybe be the cause of.
What is Maxie circling?
There's another set of long shelves, long metal shelves, stacked with boxes and metal crates and junk for the most part. You're pretty sure you see like an original Macintosh on the one end, like there's just artifacts of Earth, and just most of it's junk. And she's circling the shelves. She's like, "There's something here. I don't know. It kind of tingles. It kind of tickles. I don't like it, but I do like it. But I don't like it."
Good, interesting or bad interesting? Is it like, oh, it might be a bomb, or is it like, oh, this is cool tech?
You know, it's weird because I get tech pings off of it because every now and then it'll say something, and then every now and then it kind of like tickles like magic does.
Okay, we're gonna figure out what it is. I'm gonna start looking where she's circling.
If it's been less than 10 minutes since I cast Detect Magic, it's still up.
Okay.
I didn't break concentration.
Okay. I'll say you're at the very end of it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can hone in kind of on the middle shelf to the left. There's a box within a box.
Fucking boxes.
Ava is also like keeping an eye on X.
What you'll notice is that the second Maxine started acting up, and the second Maxine started described a mix between tech and magic, X physically got a few shades pale. His neon orange is now a lot more washed out.
Pastel.
Terracotta. He's just.
He's baking slowly.
I keep picturing Randall from fucking Monsters Inc. And that's
It's basically Bafani, so yeah.
Okay,
My
cool.
God.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I feel like I need to bring a Dulux colour swatch because I feel like X might be changing colours a lot, and just be like, okay, so today we are here.
Here's the
It
hex
was just
code.
like-
Yeah.
Like a mood
just like-
ring.
Crosses her arms and leans against a wall and just like kind of watches X for a moment or two.
Echo goes right for the box.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm looking
Yeah.
through.
It's a shitty cardboard box. It looks like one of the corners got wet at one point, so it's kind of mushy. And then if you open the cardboard box up, there's just another sealed cardboard box. Looks like a little bit heavier. And you see Jack going, "Wait, is that the Forge Heart? Did you find the Forge Heart? Holy shit!"
I don't know. Is this the thing, Maxie?
What kind of magic's coming off of it? Is it the same? Like I don't. It's not. I'm not
Yeah,
familiar
it's
with
the
it.
same because it is intrinsic to this world. And it doesn't hit with your magic system.
And it doesn't remind me. Does it remind me of the little fucking rock thing that I gave to Zios, or is it completely different? I guess maybe I would have to see it,
You'd probably have
Or
to see it, yeah.
study it. Yeah. Never mind then. Echo's gonna point it out and say, "I think this is this thing is magic. Whatever's in here." So
Can I look at it?
I mean, can we open it together? This is kind of a big moment for all of us.
Yeah, we can open it together. Open.
Okay. It's taped.
Sure.
He pulls out an X-Acto knife and like slices it down the middle.
Oh, Jesus.
At the point at which it's sliced and pulls open, X will use prestidigitation to make an explosion of sparks from within.
Wait!
You just see Jack go, "Oh fuck, what the hell? Ah. Oh."
Yeah, Father Luca's hand like twitches to a knife when he sees the sparks. There's just a moment
Fair.
of like, oh no, we're okay.
You couldn't have like made it confetti or something? Okay.
Sure, and then just clicks a finger and then confetti.
Aw.
I told X. We're done now. You're good. It's okay. Shh.
my station inside's like, "Fuck confetti," and it is bleeding into Echo. Anyway.
Yeah, then there's like a sad slide whistle noise just echoing from around.
You look down, and the thing that you see is bright pink.
Oh.
And he goes,
Thank God,
"Oh."
it's a human baby. Nope, we're fine.
Wow.
So we've gone went from Last of Us to Death Stranding now. We just have a baby in a box.
A lot is happening here.
Oh boy, there's a lot going on. And he goes, okay, no one touch it because we're gonna have to dispel whatever it's disguised out of. And he pulls gloves on, and slowly picks it up. For everyone of a certain age, it looks like an easy bake oven. He says, now it's disguised. Like, obviously the Forge Heart isn't an easy bake oven. And then you just hear David go, yeah, but what if it is? That would be kind of funny. Okay, good. So he's like, just give me a second, and hey, Cannon, get over here. I'm gonna need some help. And you see them start to together. I don't know why this reference just came to my head. Practical magic style, like, start to build power between them. And it's taking concentration. So for anyone here who has, like, with X, when you all cast a spell with concentration or something that requires your focus, you just do it. You immediately see them starting to, like, you can see tendons, like, they're focusing really hard. You see sweat gathering at their hairline. It's taking everything within the two of them to do this. So magic is not easy here.
Did our magic come to us easy?
Yeah.
It's felt normal?
Yeah,
it looks like it might. I mean, it sounds like an early magic civilization, but it's just whatever. A meta player theorizing, it sounds like that when the gateway got opened for Chaos Divine, our magic bled through and kind of infected it slightly. And they've got some sparks of magic now, so it's an early developing magic civilization at this point.
Yeah.
It's going to take them a little bit. So you can do whatever, as we kind of like wrap up this session as the first one in this arc, and you all have landed in Apocalypse Now, apparently. You can...
Take a shot for every pop culture reference.
There's been a lot. Yeah. I had fun writing this. It was enjoyable. You can slowly start to see the illusion on this thing dispel from the bottom up. And the little bit of a hint that you see, it looks like some kind of metal forge, for lack of a better word. It's not very big. It's a little bit bigger than the illusion. The illusions seem to help keep the shape more contained. But yeah, it's kind of the size of like an old school cash register. Think of that.
Yeah.
So like the one I have at work.
There you go.
That one specifically.
Yeah. Does anyone want to do anything as we...
I want to look at the gun I got from Ganon to see if I recognize any of the parts used. Because I've been in contact with many gun parts. Is there like do I recognize the manufacturing thing?
It's piecemeal. So the metal doesn't match.
No.
The long, so it's like the length of a shotgun, but it's like a two-handed basic hand cannon essentially. The barrel has holes down the middle of it so you can see it charging. But whatever construction this is keeps the energy contained. She did show you when she handed it to you. I should note this. You have to physically load it like a shotgun. So whatever canister she used, and when you kind of rattle it out of where it had been loaded, you can see that it just looks like a metal capsule that had been sealed, and now one end is blown off. Because that's where whatever energy that is was contained in this capsule. And it would be as useless as a tin can now.
But I don't recognize any like manufacturing brands or anything.
There's no brand on this. This was handmade.
Yeah. Okay.
They're doing whatever they can to arm themselves.
Yeah.
Even the armor is piecemeal. So like David's got the whole like tin can paladin priest thing going on, but you can see where it was hand weld. You can see the seams of the welding on the helmet. You can see where some of the fabric doesn't match up. Whoever they have doing the armor for them is probably pretty skilled, but it's so low tech, it's no tech at this point.
I'm also going to pat Maxie and tell her good job of finding the thing.
Thank you. Sorry for yelling earlier. This was very stressful.
No, it's alright. It's that's understatement. I'm so confused.
Me too.
Tell me if you figured out something in the brain of yours.
Well, whatever they're doing, it's definitely meant to like put pieces of a whole together. It's meant to remake something.
Yeah.
It's kind of creepy. Might want to keep an eye on that. It's a little creepy. It has like sparkly dark purple energy to it. I don't like it.
You can't search up anything anymore, can you? You're not connected to the...
I can connect to the dial-up modem.
You know what? That's better than nothing.
There's a dial-up modem somewhere. But I also haven't played with one of those in a really long time, so I might explode it.
Hear that sound? Oh my god.
If you find an Ethernet cable, you can connect me.
I'll try to look for the Ethernet cable.
Do you know what an Ethernet cable is?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you when I find one.
Okay.
You have no idea what she's talking about.
Yeah. No, he's just like...
Sounds like a foreign language.
Yeah. He's basically just nodding at this point. Like, smile and nod, smile and nod.
There you go.
What's going on.
So, as they kind of get the forge heart, and it is a, the base is square. Instead of the metal that you see, on them and all around you that's been welded and handmade and everything, this seems to be one whole piece. It curves at the top into kind of like almost like an Ankh looking symbol in a way. It's kind of like twisted and bent. The way that it looks, it doesn't look like anything. It looks like a bad metal sculpture. It just looks like a bad art piece in a gallery somewhere that someone was just like, ta-da, I made this. But you can see at the top of the curve, there are slots for something to be fitted in. And they don't have any consistent, it's not like one's a triangle, one's a square. They just look like if you were to fit pieces together and there's a lever on the top, you could throw the lever and hopefully smash everything back together the way it belongs. It's probably more complicated than that, but...
It's very explosive.
Potentially. You don't know! So that's the forge heart. Or what they call the forge heart. Remember, they don't have names for anything, they just make shit up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ava saunters over and just like finds a spot like a couple feet away from X. Just hangs there.
Oh my god.
X kind of pulls out like what would be very fashionable AirPod equivalents and kind of puts one in one ear, clearly leaves the other one open, and then begins to bop their head, sorry. But when they're bopping, you notice that there's no actual music playing. They're just... Ava will be the only one that notices because everybody else will be too far away to hear or not hear that there's music. But Ava's probably close enough to notice that there's no actual music playing. They're just bopping away as if they're listening to something.
I respect that.
They're doing the, oh, I'm texting somebody thing.
Doing
I'm so busy, you can't answer your questions.
Yeah, doing the I'm on a bus at night, please leave me alone, don't look at me.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me, do not approach.
Echo's just been watching them do the magic very closely. She's just kind of like mentally taking notes of it. being like, trying to figure out like why it's so different. But
Yeah. It seems to be taking everything out of the both of them. At this point, Jack is looking really sunken, tired, like he's been up for 3 days straight, kind of like hollowed out. You can see him at one point, once it's done, and he's like, oh, thank God. He flings his eye patch off, and you can just see ruin on that side of his face. Like he took a hit right to the eye. It is an empty eye socket. The white, or the eye is that milky white color where it's been blown out. It's scar tissue and just a ruin of a face. Fuck. I need a drink, but David, did we make any more of that toilet wine? He's like, nope, sorry, we're out.
They don't have alcohol.
You make it yourself.
No, you buy it at the bar.
That's not, I don't know what that is.
This is the worst timeline.
I have questions,
what
but
you're
I feel
talking
like
about.
that's a really good spot to end. Just kidding.
There's no bars on Earth.
This is the worst timeline.
This
It's
is
just
the
like a
worst timeline.
perfect ending line. But Echo has questions.
I mean,
If
how old?
if Jack's willing to answer them.
Yeah, what were you
Yes.
gonna say, Father Luther?
Yeah, go ahead.
How old do these humans look?
The climate, the starvation, the hard living probably has aged them quite a bit more than what you would expect. You could guess anywhere between 30 and 50, probably.
Okay.
But humans in the DV live a lot longer than that, so
Yeah.
yeah. What did you want to ask, Echo?
Echo was watching them, and as he sits back, she wants to ask, does magic take that much out of you?
Yeah, that's why we kind of like if you have an inclination to it, you have to kind of pick what you focus on. So, and he points to the sergeant, the one who had been disarming the traps, because she is she's good at like crowd control kind of a thing. She can set up traps, she can make vines grow, she can send poison, she does stuff like that. I'm support, so just kind of encourage people and get them up off the ground, and then David over there sets his sword on fire and hits things.
What kind of magic were you doing to do that?
The forge heart
Yeah.
thing. Sometimes so Cannon and I grew up together, and sometimes two people's magic clicks, and I know that the word has other meanings. We call it a coupling, to where you couple with someone else, you couple your magic, you bind it, and you can kind of harness both of your strengths.
And that's how you got rid of the spell that was on that?
Yeah, we
illusion?
figured out we can. Now, in your mind, Echo, you're thinking, dispelling something isn't that hard.
Yeah. I'm thinking Dispel Magic's a level 3.
Yeah. So, but this looks like it just like he needs to go to bed. He looks like he needs a good night's sleep, at least, after this. So it's accident a lot of the time. You just figure it out, or if you accidentally friendly fire somebody, and on occasion two people's magic will dispel each other. He goes, Cannon shot at me accidentally one time, and I figured out I could smack it out of the air, so. All of this sounds super weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Echo's
Yeah.
just like, weird magic really doesn't work the way I thought it did. Even with Raziel's fucking spellbook, god damn it. Is all she's just thinking. And trying to make notes so she can write this down in her own notebook later. Okay. That was all she had.
Okay. All right. This is the worst timeline, apparently.
This is. They don't have fucking bars. That's
No!
the title of the episode.
They don't have fucking bars on Earth.
No. This is the worst timeline.
Fair.
That's the title of the episode.
Oh, that's actually a good title.
That's actually, yep, that works.
Ava has a couple questions, if that's fine before we end.
Father Luther had one.
Oh, right.
Is that forge thing? Is it a piece of technology, or does it look like it's like they just smashed the random rocks together? It's like he would be like sort of hunched over it, like spidering around, like prodding at things. Like probably pulls one of the Macs apart and it's like
Yeah. God, why is it bright teal? I don't understand. The forge heart itself looks totally innocuous, but there's something about when you get close to it, Father Luther, and it's the same thing that you felt getting close to the sim door, that it kind of sparks and tingles a little bit. Like there's something here, wherever this thing came from, or whoever made it, or whatever made it, had some kind of ability. Kind of gives you a brain tickle, you know? You're just kind of like, wait a second. What is this thing? But you are all strangers in a strange land, very much so.
Yeah, he just gets that same reaction, doesn't quite know what to do with it, and is goes and huddles off in a corner, opens the box, and if you went too close to him, he closes the lid. But if you just listen in surreptitiously, he's like lullabies and cooing to whatever is inside this box.
That's creepy.
Yeah, it's but obviously because he's a machine, so it sounds like a vinyl or a gramophone recording of old lullabies. It's
You're doing this on the forge chart?
No, to what was
box.
in the box that was on his back. He's all curled up in a corner.
There's too many boxes.
Terrifying.
Too many boxes.
That's Echo's thing right now. It's just too many fucking boxes.
Like
That's what got us in
this.
trouble in the first one.
Yeah.
Narc 2.
Ava, what did you have?
Oh, yeah. Just kind of leans in a bit more closer to X. So, what were you doing on dress before all this happened?
I was getting this suit. I was getting this rather lovely suit. I don't know whether it's going to do us much good out here now. I mean, it was barely suitable for concert at this point. I mean, I've got this thing where I could get a mohawk. I don't have hair. They kind of tip the hat and they've got a perfectly bald head, and then they pop it back on. It's then I could maybe, I've got a fake mohawk that would have suited the concert a lot better. But if somebody turns around and say you got to go to that concert, you don't just stop. You just go, right? No time to change.
Sure. Who are you working for now?
Yeah, I'm a bit between jobs at the minute right now. I tend to work as a fashion consultant sometimes, but my style tends to be too out there for some people. But I was just on a night out on the town. You can't really grumble at that. I was supposed to find Burton somewhere, but he didn't really want to come out after he'd gone to work. So I'd maybe spend a couple of days here, and then, well, here, not here, there. You know how it is. It's all a bit much.
Sure. Yeah. So is this character married, or is this character unmarried? Or is it complicated?
This character, you say?
You remembered my name a little bit too fast.
Well, you see, one might say that we have some friends in common.
We do.
But you see, it's not like you're thinking, I don't think.
Either way, nice to see you again.
If I'd met you before, I'd agree. But I'll send on your regards either way.
You don't remember me?
Oh, I've heard plenty about you.
Okay. Well, nice either way. Though strange. I'm surprised you haven't asked anything about you know what. You know who.
I mean, maybe I know all I need to know.
I highly doubt it, actually.
Yeah, me
Crazy
too, but
shit
you know, it
happened.
sounded mysterious at the time, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I think we need to catch up once we're somewhere not as awful and dusty.
I'll buy you a drink when we're on a universe that has bars.
Yeah, this is absolutely awful. If they don't even have bars, what's the fucking point, you know?
What is the fucking point?
Yeah.
And Lex just kind of takes the brewer's hat and just goes, "Ma'am," and then walks off.
Oh my
She just
god.
finger guns them. Saunters back
Spell.
over to Courtney.
He's just kind of staring at.
This-
He's just kind of staring at you. Just what the fuck just happened? Okay.
It's a very long story.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. That's where we're going to end. So, game 1 done. Game 2, same time next weekend on Saturday. So, 3 p.m. Eastern. We're starting a little bit earlier for our European friends so that they can go to bed sooner than what we were planning on doing. You'll get out of here. I promise. I'm not going to leave you here the entire time.
We need to get to some place with bars.
I understand that now. Yes, I see
Don't
that
have a
this
mouth.
hellscape is
It
not
just-
the preference.
Have a refueling port somewhere. We can use that.
What is the thing from Mass Effect? Emergency induction port where Tally puts a straw through her
Emergency
helmet. Yeah,
Emergency
need one of those.
induction.
Yep. All right, y'all. Well, hey, yay!
Tally,
We
that's a
streamed a
straw.
whole game. Look at
Oh my
us.
God.
Fun.
Congrats. All right, so we will see you all next Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Until then, bye.
Toodle pip.